Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going through my round 5 review for AFL Fantasy, going through my team and how they went and sort of the mistakes that I've been making and why, and sort of the reasoning behind those mistakes initially and why that's sort of the wrong way to go about it, and sort of the lessons that I've sort of learned, especially over the last couple of weeks, and what I'm going to try and sort of preach at least for the next year at least, and for the rest of this year, as I think they're really important, especially in the early half, as you'll see with me compared to others. I'm down probably about $1 million in cash generation compared to other teams, and that's going to really hurt me in the long run. And you can sort of see the difference in how my thoughts about it when I play. I know they're different games or different pricing methods, different scoring methods, etc. But the difference in my position in fantasy compared to my position in Supercoach. Obviously, I'm doing better in Supercoach position-wise, but also a lot better position cash generation-wise compared to that of fantasy. So before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So a 1919 team value of 18.845 million, and you'll see now that with my trades currently intact, it's roughly 19.5 million, and the best teams are probably about that 20.3 million, so I'm a little bit behind there. A round rank of 7,396, so it's not even that bad of a round rank. Even though I said it was, I had a horrific round, etc., and I dropped about 300 or so places, 250 or so places, 270-ish, to 18 to 8. So I'm not even in that bad of a position. We get Eni back, and then also we have Max Gorn on the bye as well. So am I in that bad of a position? I don't think I'm in that bad of a position. I just think I could have done now glaringly obvious moves that are have a lot more, there would be a lot better outcomes if I had not done such moves earlier on. And that is the big mistake that I guess I made, that I need to, reflect on and not make the same mistake next year. So, first of all, we have Harry Sheezer 159. He got so much of a dump ball. It was ridiculous. I think, what did he end up? 39 touches, something like that. 38 touches, 15 marks, 3 tackles, and a goal in the end for a 159. He has been ridiculous, and he's 120 plus in every single game. He's the number 2 because of Walsh, but in the long run, he should be the number 1 best fantasy scorer, and he's just been amazing. Has Hawthorn potential tag with Finn McGuinness, but I still think even if he gets tagged, he's still going to get an 80 or so, just because he will get kickouts where he'll get at least another 18 points there per game, I would suspect. And then even if he does that, you can just see his lowest mark total is a 6. I suspect he'll have something similar to that as well. So I suspect he could easily rack up an 80 just nonchalantly with the tag there still. Whitfield 120, he's been absolutely huge and one of the better players to pick up who had the early buy. I think he's one of the only ones that has really outdone having the early buy, as he's going 113, which is 11th best in the comp, and we picked him up at around a 94 average, so he's going plus 19. You lose about 50 through, so he's got 6 games for, or has he played? He's played 5 or 6. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's played 6 games, but 5 games, and he's averaged 113, but he's effectively played 4 for us. And in that time here, minus the 137 off 565, so we'll take off 77 because the cutoff score is roughly about 60 that we usually get. So 565 minus 77, divide that by 4. Times that by 4, divide that by 5. 565 minus 77, divide that by, let me just do this. Let me do this the right way. Minus the 137 plus 60, divide that by 4. and he's going roughly around about. Sorry, I know I did that wrong. Times that by 4 divided by 5. I'm trying to, yeah, so I think he is going roughly around the 97 point. That doesn't make any sense. I feel like that's off a little bit. Is that, so he's gone 100 plus 102 plus 106 plus 120 plus say a 60 or so, and then so he's done that, and then that's divided by 5 games. So he's effectively averaged 97.6 for us, I believe. Which actually does show that he still is almost not value, even though he's averaging that, and just shows you how big that 137 is in his system. But in the end, now that you got a guy that's he's averaging 97, but you got him for 855k, and I don't think he's really going to get much lower than that, to be honest with you. So we'll see how that works out. But he has beaten his average, and he's going above that, and he's a top 6 defender, so you got him for cheap. So I think he's one of the ones that you can sort of say, yeah, he beat out the value. But you almost have to go, and this is early on in the season. It will, if we were to say he holds a 1. What's his average in itself? A 100 plus 102 plus 106 plus 120. Divide that by 4. He's averaging 107 in the side. Say he averages 107 times the... What do they play? They play 24 rounds. And he's got 2 bye rounds. So he plays 22 games. So 107 times 22. Plus 60... and then divide that by 23 games. If he holds what he's doing at the moment, he's still going to be averaging a 105. So if he holds this 113 average for the whole year, he's, I believe the 107 that we had in the side, he's going to be averaging 105 in the end. So at the moment, he's tracking really well. He's tracking about 10 above his average, and he's also being a top 6 defender. So that is why I think he beats out this this factor of the early buy comparative to the Tom Greens and the Millers and the Rows and everyone else. Only him and Gawn, I think, are really actually valuable with the early buy, in fact, in taken into account. Hayden Young, 102, he has been amazing to hold now, 101.8 average. That is top 6 defender or thereabouts. If we look at the defenders and we go by average, you'll see that, that is top. That is top in the defender line. There is only 1, 2, and 3 and 4 ahead of him. And you can even see with Nick Dacos's shoddy start to the year, he is still averaging 6th best in the forward line. Elliot Yeo's around about 7th or 8th best. Yeah, 8th best. And then you'll have Nick Martin slot in there as well. And Bonner's going to be close, but he's going to be round about here in that sort of top 9, 10 range in the defender line. So he might almost be a keeper as well if you don't have to trade him out soon. But I may trade him out to try and get up to a bigger midfielder. But there's that. That's sort of my thoughts on Hayden Young and how he's going to be probably in the end a D5, D6, just with the way he's averaging, because you're going to get, say, a Nick Dacos who's going to, I think, average about 110 in the end. You're going to get him in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Elliot Yeo, given that his start to the season was a 70, and he's really picked it up since then and started to average sort of that 102, 103, I wouldn't be surprised if he beats out Hayden Young. But these two will be close for D5, D6. And then you're also going to probably end up with a Luke Ryan in there as well. So you're going to have Ryan. Well, you're probably also going to have Nick Martin in there as well. So you're going to have Nick Martin, Nick Dacos, and Luke Ryan probably in there as well. And that's sort of your 6 sort of slots there with 7 available players. Wayne Miller probably in and around that marker as well. So you've got to watch that as well. But I don't know whether he will be there for me necessarily. Then we go to Elliot Yeo, 94. He's been huge. Massimo D'Ambrosio, this was a bad one on the surface, but I did say that I needed to hold these guys for multiple weeks. So there is a factor that Williams could be managed. That is the thing. And he did score 20 in the second half or something like that, 23 in the second half. So it was really just a first half blitz that saw him get the points. And he really got the points when went down injured. So am I worried about Williams? Yes, I am worried that he will take it away from me a little bit, but I'm not too worried about it. And Massimo can come back and score really, really well. So I hope he just does that for me, as we need that. And Massimo has North Melbourne this week, so hopefully he can get some cheap possessions. Zach Reed was used as a captaincy for the likes of a Max Gawn, and it did burn me to take Howe's score and not have Closey in there. That did burn me 26 points. If I'd had Closey and also Williams, which I had like earlier in the week, I would have had, roughly another 50 odd points, and 50 odd points probably would have kept me in around the 1500 mark and around the 19. That would have been about 1970, and that would have been pretty good scoring, but we don't have that. Closey going up in price, and you'll see here the fixtures. He's going to probably make another 200k very, very quickly, and that'll be huge for cash generation. So yeah, just getting him in now is going to be huge. Minus 37 break even against the Swans. And I'm pretty sure the Swans are giving up a lot to wingers, so I'll have to double check that, but he will definitely be on field for me this week. As he kind of has to, because Reed and Howes are off. So yeah, there's that. But Reed's only, I think, 2 weeks away. We'll find out the injury news when we do. Marcus Bontempelli, and this is the biggest stuff up I had this year. Well, second biggest stuff up. There's probably 3 sort of big stuff ups that I've had so far. Bontempelli being one of them. I think just also, I think I just need to stick to that mantra of not going for the top line guys. We saw Dacos didn't perform. We saw Bontempelli hasn't performed. English hasn't performed. And McRae was the top guy. And I want to switch to the forward line because I just want to show you who. If you go to Price, you'll have Flanders, Orko, Bolton, Cameron, Mackay, Myers, Kerno, Martin as well, one of the top guys. He's gone down as well because he wasn't, he had a bad couple of weeks. Green, McRae's down 127k. Toby Green here, he's down as well. Dylan Moore's down as well. Taylor Adams lost a little bit. So many guys lost cash out off the top. Caleb Daniel lost a lot as well. To the point that he's not even playing. He'll be interesting next year, whether to see what he comes in at, but that'll be interesting, as I think he'll get to 10 games and he'll be heavily unders, and if they do get a new coach, he should be playing as he's off the back line, as they should honestly just be playing him and Bailey Dell in the back line and just keep it there, because that is much more beneficial than having likes of Bramble down there. But yeah, Bontempelli, biggest mistake. Top liners never really perform, so you just got to go for those 900Ks. And case in point, Butters, Steele, Martin. Martin's going 108. Butters going 104, which is still +5. And Steele is going a plus whatever it is at this point. It's like plus 23 or something. So yeah, he's been huge. But yeah, so just going Bontempelli was a massive mistake. It's cost us about 100 points and about 100k. So it's cost us roughly about 120 points in total. But yeah, just a little bit annoying there. Bonner did all right this weekend. 80 started off strong and then faded heavily. Really need him to get back into it and have another big score, because that 60 break even, he's not really going to be making much more cash. They project him to only get another little bit, so really need him to get up towards that. Really need him to pop out 100 score to potentially get up towards that 750k range, but we'll see. Lazaro 66, he's resurrected his cash generation plus 35k. 18 break even, should be playing next week against Hawthorn. And hopefully he can pop out another 50 score, because another 50 score, he starts to get that cash generation rolling again, and that starts to get, it will probably still hold at like 18, just because of the way the cash generation, sort of break even worked. But even just getting 20k per week from Lazaro is going to be good cash generation. McKercher did his rib, and is fine this week, but his role's just gone to absolute muck, and it's just not there anymore. So I am taking off and grabbing his cash generation that he had and getting out of there as that 87 break even. He's hit 87 once, and he's in a role that isn't really fantasy inducive at the moment for him. Jeremy Sharp, 65, he'll come back and he'll be better. 33 break even against West Coast. I know he's not going to get 100 each week. So yeah, he'll be fine. And made 46k last week and is still projected to make another roughly, 44? Another 75k or so. So we'll be fine there. Sanders on the bench. I think he even didn't lose cash. Nope, he made 28k or something. 24k, sorry. And 50 break even this week. No Libber, so hopefully he doesn't get subbed out, and he can make a 70 or an 80, and then that'll really help for cash generation. But yeah, subbed out on a 39 sucks. Roberts didn't play, but he'll basically just come in for McKercher basically, and hopefully Lazaro isn't sub, or else I may need to bring in the McKercher guy also, and basically do. Or I can play Sanders on field, but I want to sort of loop Sanders in case he's sub again. But we'll wait and see on that one. Then you've got Gawn and Marshall, these two doing really well. And yeah, Gawn's score was huge. Marshall's score was huge. It sucked that Sherry went a little bit big as well. He went 107. If he'd gone like an 80, it wouldn't have been as bad. But yeah, these top two rucks at the moment, they're clear. English is struggling with the Sam Darcy being there as well. And yeah, so Luke Jackson has the likes of Sean Darcy back, so that'll be annoying. But he just has one more role as the R2 this week to cover Max Gawn's score, and that'll be that. Tom Powell, 113, he was huge. Zach Fisher, 82, he's just getting scores, not really doing much. I mean, he went up 13k, he's gone up 42k in general, so he's making a little bit of cash, but he's just generally holding around that sort of top 12, 13, 14, a sort of riskless forward, as there's a lot of key forwards that are ahead of him that could drop stinkers. So I don't think Zach Fisher's like that. I just don't think he really has that 100 potential. He's sort of in between 68 and 85 every week. Ollie Dempsey, and he scored another 70, sort of showing that he has that potential. If you take out this 53, he's got 70, 72, 92, 102. So yeah, I think he's sort of that guy, and he's just going to be gaining cash the whole time, which is good. We need that out of him. And so yeah, 26% owned. He's got a 35 break even. They suspect he's going to still make another 51k or so. So yeah, he's in a good position. And if he can pop out another big score, then hopefully he's in a position to make another sort of 70, 80k on top of this projection and get his way up to sort of that 650k range, as that's when we can move him on for big forwards. Seth Campbell, 47, he's sort of done his job. 412 break even, and will probably be in the side another week, and he probably won't make much cash after that. As you can see, they project 54, which would be another 30 odd k. That would be good, get him up to that 440k range, which is exactly what we want. So yeah, he's slowly making cash. Darcy Wilson has pumped out when I needed it, 2 big scores, and I think I need him one more week. And yeah, he's just been pretty good, a 70 and a 79 when I needed it most. Which was, yeah, much needed. And so, yeah, one more big score out of him will be huge. And he's just making cash now, which is absolutely huge and needed. Isaac Heaney back onto the field this week, a 95 break even. He's actually, yeah, so 119.6 for him across the year. Going to need him back on. Need mana to play probably, just to get some cash in going. And then Jai Clark as well. Hopefully he, he's out of my side, to be honest, in both formats. Which is pretty, I think, obvious. But anyway, that is the video, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully my computer isn't acting up then, as it seems to be at the moment. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.